Okay, so I'm going to show you Mass Planner, which is massplanner.com. The cost of this tool is, for a basic package, is $10 a month, and if you want to manage unlimited accounts, the price is $20 a month. So it's worth its weight in gold for from the outset, and it does exactly what it says here: social media automation to get more traffic, followers, and clicks. Now that's exactly what this tool does. Now the main aim here is to get an easier, smarter way of working. There are so many social media experts out there posting piles of junk day after day after day, and they call it social media marketing. It couldn't be further from the truth. I'm not sure what you'd actually call that. However, social media marketing to me is not only posting engaging articles or whatever you want to call it. You want to build a following online, and Mass Planner helps you do that. So you can get a free trial with it. And they do have their own tutorials on the website, so you can obviously go onto their website, see the tutorials. I'm just going to give you a quick walkthrough on what this tool can do. Now, social media wise, it does all the usual suspects: Facebook, Google+, Twitter, Tumblr, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Instagram, and these are the platforms that this tool can work on. So for me, I'm just going to show you exactly what it can do. This is a dashboard which will obviously give you a summary, statistics, and all that kind of stuff on here, notifications and whatnot. So that's the dashboard, fairly self-explanatory. Social profiles. Now this is where you can add your own social media profiles. So you can add your Facebook, Google+, Twitter, Pinterest, and all that kind of stuff. You obviously have to add your profile if you want to manage it through Mass Planner. So you can use all of those or whatever ones that you feel is most relevant to you. Tools, I'm going to come back to that in a moment. Settings is just all your usual settings where you can stop, start, change video hash. You can start the tool after 12 hours, and all this kind of stuff. Just all generic settings that you can use, and you can obviously mess about with this to suit yourself. It does also do backups and all that kind of stuff. The proxies for each account is always a wise move. You just stick them in there and job done. That works perfectly fine. My account's just obviously my account details, and extra modules is just additional services that you can buy on here, and they're obviously again self-explanatory. If you want to comment on people's Instagram photos, there's a tool here that allows you to do that. It's just an additional module over and above the tools that this has already got. So I'm going to go to tools. This is the most important one. I'm going to just go on to Twitter just to give you an idea of what this does. So you click on Twitter obviously after you've added your account, and you have something like this. Now what you can do with this is you can obviously follow people. You can follow people back. You can unfollow people, favorite, retweet, contact, and you can also mention people. So follow, what you might want to do here is follow people who follow your competition. Anyone who follows one of someone I would see as a competition to me, maybe another digital marketing company, anyone who's following them is likely to have an interest in digital marketing, and it would make perfect sense for me to have them as a follower. So what you want to do is obviously set up your settings here. Never go too aggressive with it. You want to make sure that your settings do mirror probably what a human being can do, rather than trying to follow 1,000 people in one night or whatever. That's madness. The trick to this is it's slowly burning away 24/7 behind the scenes, going unnoticed and not flagging yourself up to Twitter or any of the other social media profiles, because they're not stupid. They can obviously tell if there's something automated, and if you want to play that game, you're going to find yourself banned. So make sure that these settings are all set up appropriately. There's no right or wrong answer, but as I say, try and keep it real. So obviously you can wait between 60 and 120 minutes before each new operation. You can follow between, you can set this to whatever you want. You can follow between 10 and 50 people per operation, or 50 and 100. The choice is yours. You can follow a maximum of X amount of people per day. And again, you get complete control over what those settings are. You can stop the tool after 10 follows or whatever, and you can stop it for whatever specific amount of time you want. You can do following between certain hours of the day. You can also follow certain people who have X amount of followers. So I might want to follow people who have got a minimum of 100 followers or whatever. So you would set this all up. And you can also enable automatic follow or unfollow when you reach certain limits. And there's other credentials down at the bottom here where you want to obviously follow people who have a profile image, who have a minimum amount of tweets, and you can use some of these other options that are down here. And you can obviously select it to work in certain days of the week if you really want to, play about with that. So the next tab is follow back. People who follow you, you probably want to follow them back. This tool will automatically do that for you, which takes the strain off of you doing it, so it's a nice wee touch. Now unfollow, you can unfollow people 7 days after you start following them, or if they don't follow you back or whatever, you can do those kind of settings. Now you don't want to just unfollow someone for the sheer hell of it. You probably want to unfollow someone who didn't follow you back, so you would tick that box. But you can obviously mess about with all these settings and follow and unfollow who you want. Now you can also favourite tweets, X amount per day. It's all these kind of settings are here. You can pick tweets that have got X amount of retweets, and there's a sources button here. So you can like or favourite tweets based on keywords, or you can actually stick in the URL of the person you want to like the tweets of, which again, nice wee touch, and that person may become more aware of who you are as well, if you're constantly liking their tweets and whatnot. Retweets, again, very similar. You can retweet people on all these you can retweet 10 times a day, 5 times a day. You can pick the specific times that you do it at, and again, you can go to resources and you can reply to tweets based on keywords, from specific people, or URLs or whatever. So you can actually go out your way and be very, very targeted with this. Contact. Now you can obviously send messages to new followers, and it can say whatever you want on here. You can, use these kind of short codes, so you can call them by their first name or whatever, and yeah, so that can send new messages out to people. It can just randomly send messages to people as well. So you can, or you can just tweet folk, mentioning them, and you can obviously wait between X amount of minutes per operation. You can message a maximum of X amount of people per day, and all this kind of stuff. So you can send messages direct or mentions, retweet, favourite, unfollow, follow, and whatnot. And obviously when you're following people, you can always go to follow sources, and you can follow people by keyword, friends of targeted accounts, follow friends of existing friends, follow people from a list, and all this is all available options for you. So you can see there with Twitter, it's quite a good tool, and the same goes for all the other profiles that are out there. Facebook, for example, it's all very similar. Obviously, you can find groups, join groups, unjoin groups. You can accept friend requests. You can invite folk to groups, contact people, send friend requests. You can do backups, and you can obviously that's basically backing up your friend list. For whatever reason you might want to do that, you can use that. Bump is it's not a module I've got, but if you're obviously posting stuff and you want to bump it up, then you can use this to bump your post back up to the top. Comment and likes, obviously self-explanatory for you guys who use Facebook. You can also change your cover photos and all this kind of stuff on here as well, and your profile photos and whatnot, all from this tool. You can say happy birthday to people who have birthdays, and you can unfriend people based on whatever you want to. You can basically click their names here and just unfriend them. Again, I'm not too sure why you would want to do that, but the option is there, so you can quickly just go through a list of folk and just unfriend them, get them off your list. So that's, again, self-explanatory for Facebook, and all the other social profiles are similar. We've got LinkedIn here. LinkedIn's not great for this. It can find groups, it can join groups, it can unjoin groups, it can like certain things. You can invite people to groups, and it can view profiles and whatnot as well, which is something you might want to do. It's totally up to yourself. You can obviously view profiles based on keywords and things like that. So it's quite a good tool if you're wanting to just look about for certain people or join groups and things like that. So certainly have a look at it for LinkedIn, but it doesn't do a huge amount LinkedIn for me. Twitter is the best profile I've got, and it certainly works efficiently for me on there. But hopefully that gives you a wee idea of what Mass Planner can do. It's very simple and easy to use, and can work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Just use your settings wisely. Don't go wild, because you are likely to get penalised or your account banned by Twitter. By banned, I mean Twitter will ban you or whatever if you're aggressively going after 5,000 followers a day or whatever. No one ever built their following up like that. It's all just slow, gradual, churning away in the background stuff. So you can set this up and leave it for the rest of the day. As I say, it works in Windows only, and very much worth the money that you pay for it. So any questions, you can email me and I will try and answer them as honestly as I can. Cheers, bye bye.